Welcome to Sirantwi Education Channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for me if you have not done so. Right, my grade. Today we are going to look at what is expected from you regarding term 3. So I will first of all take you through term 3 content, and then after that I will move straight to solving questions per each content. Right, so join me as I open the grade 10 paper 1 exams revision outline, or you can say the text revision outline. Right, so you'll be required to know these 3 applications: Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then HTML. So in other words, there are 4. Now, when it comes to Microsoft Word, the first content area will be the document setup and then layout, whereby you'll be asked to change the page orientation, hyphenation, indent, columns with line between, watermark, page color, page setup, and then cover page, whereby you'll be required to replace images, add title, and then abstract. Right. Then also text formatting, which involves the font group, small caps, character spacing, style, find and replace. Then also paragraph and borders, applying paragraph, border, and then also paragraph and then line spacing. Then bullets and numbering. You'll be required to insert bullets and numbers or images as bullets, shapes, and then other skills like referencing, like hyperlink and bookmark. Then regarding Microsoft Excel, you need to know the basics like the sheet and then cell formatting, which involves renaming worksheet, moving worksheet, deleting worksheet, merge and center, reducing decimal place, sorting, header and footer, and then the basic printing adjustments. Then the functions and calculations like sum, average, count if, mode, median, count blank or count blank, today, rand between. You must know these functions also. Then PowerPoint, it will involve design ideas, inserting and deleting slide, swapping slide order, numbering slide, and then header and footer. Setting up slideshows, editing up or entering text in PowerPoint slides, inserting images and tables and adding videos and voice recordings, action buttons, hyperlinks, animations, and then saving your PowerPoint as a presentation or slideshow. Then lastly, we will be looking at HTML, the basic structures, bolding text, font, tag, and then also background colors, horizontal line, and also changing the background color. Yes. So basically, this is the structure of term 3 content. So join me. I will share the link to the files that I'm going to use. Now, when you go there, you can download those files. Right. So I'm using the grade 10 papers, whereby I have Word, HTML, and then Excel files. Then I'll be specifically focused on October and November papers. I'll be focusing on them. So join me when I start with the October 2019 question paper. So I'm going to pick one, bird watching, and then I'll try to solve all these questions. Then I go through all of them. Right. So first of all, we are going to look at the paragraph group. Now, this question says we must format the paper size to A4, and then we set the margins of the page to 2.5. Change the font of the entire document to Comic Sans MS, and then we apply the heading one style to the heading bird watching. So now, let's start with the paper size and then the margins. Now, when you are asked to change the paper size and then the margins, you can see here, this is the ruler settings. If you don't have it, make sure you have the ruler settings. Now, you double click in the middle of the ruler settings, double click. It's going to give you the page setup whereby you can change your margins. So this question says you must change the margins to the paper size to A4 and the margins to 2.5. So the margins, that is all of them. The top one should be 2.5. The bottom also 2.5. The right, you use the spin button to change it. Then watch out for some of these. Orientation, they can ask you to change the orientation to landscape or portrait. And also paper size, you go to paper and then the size, you change it to A4. Then they can also ask you to change the layout to vertical alignment center. So you can all get it from the ruler setting. Double click anywhere, and then it's going to open for you. Or alternatively, you can just go to tell me what to do and say paper size. So you see change paper size, and then you can go to A4. Right. So basically that is how we change the paper size. Then the second aspect says we need to change the font to Comic Sans. Now, you can get the font here and then you type Comic, then you press enter. Or alternatively, you can see the font group. So you have to select the entire document. And then you go and change it to Comic Sans. You type and enter. Or you can go to tell me what to do and type font. It will give you font settings. Then you can change the font here. You can change the font style. You can change the font size if they ask you to do that. You can also change the font color, underline style, and then underline color. You can also change it to small caps, which we'll be looking at those questions. Right. And then the advanced setting, that is where you see the character spacing. So let's say the first part, we want to change this first part here. So you select it. You go to search or tell me what to do. You type font. And then if they want small caps, you select small caps. The font color, you can change it. And then if you want to underline also, then they can also ask you to change the character spacing. Character spacing, you can only find it under font. So you see advanced, then the spacing, you choose expanded to let's say 3pt. If the question says so. Right, then okay. So this is how we change the character spacing. Now, let's go to the next question. Apply the heading one style to the heading bird watching on page 1, highlighted in yellow. So this is the heading. And how do you apply the style? You will see from the home tab, you will see styles. Then there's an arrow that you can select. So they say we must choose heading 1. So they can ask you to also change it to maybe heading 2 or heading 3 or the title style. So here we only apply the style. The next question says, insert a drop cap of the first letter of the first paragraph, like this one. And then the position should be, look at this, the position is 1. The drop cap is covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lines. So you click the drop cap. You can use the search and say drop cap, add drop cap, and then you go to drop cap option. Or you can get it from also insert, then you see drop cap options. And you choose dropped. They are also in margins based on the question. But then as you can see from the question, it is not in margin, they are dropped. So you choose drop. Right. And then it should cover 4 lines because you see a 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 lines. And the position should be 0.5 centimeters according to the question. So we'll find it like this. Right. But I think this one was in margin, not the drop, because the drop, there's still some lines here. So this one was in margin. So we can go back and change to in margins. Yes, this should be the right one. So it should be in margin, not the drop, so that to cover 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So that's how we answer drop cap questions. Now, find and replace. Question 1.6. It says, replace all occurrences of the word bedding and with the same word as follows. So to do find and replace, from the home tab, you will see replace under editing. Then you click on replace. Or alternatively, just go to search and then you type replace. Whenever you are solving find and replace question, just go to the search and then you type replace. Then it will give you find what? You type bedding, replace with the same word, and then you go to more. Make sure your cursor is on replace with, not here, because you are going to replace this one with this. So you must click here and then you go to more. Now the question says we must format it as follows. We have to choose the font to be Algerian, the color should be red, and the font effect must be small caps. So we go to format, font, and then the font should be Algerian. So you can type, it gives you that font, and it should be red. The font color should be red color. And then it should be small caps. So you go to advanced. Oh no, the small caps is here. Sometimes they can even ask you to change the character spacing. So you go to character spacing, expanded based on the question or condensed, then you change it. They can also, when you are done, they can also ask you to even apply the paragraph or you must highlight. So you choose highlight, let's say yellow color. If you are to highlight the color, you must change it. If let's say the highlight color should be red, you must change this color to be red first before you go and choose highlight. Right, then after that, you go to replace all. So we got 40 replacements. So all the bedding has been applied or changed to this color. Right, so that is how we do find and replace in grade 10. Now, this one is paragraph settings. Change the paragraph that begins with bedding and ending with methods. justify the paragraph, format the paragraph, left indentation to 2 centimeters, set the line spacing to exactly 20 pt. Right. So this is the paragraph they are talking about. So you click inside the paragraph. Now, when you are changing anything regarding paragraphs, you go to paragraph settings, or you can get it from here, from home tab. You see paragraph settings, you click on this arrow. Now, according to the question, we need to change or justify it. Where do we see justify? It is part of alignment. So we choose justify. And then again, the paragraph left indentation to 2. So indentation left, we change it to 2 centimeters. And then also the line spacing to 20 pt. Line spacing exactly 20 pt. They can also ask you to change the paragraph spacing. This is the paragraph spacing before and after. So they can say before should be 12 pt and after should be 6 pt. Then there is also a special indentation like first line and then hanging indent. You get them here. Right. Now, I want to show you also how to use indentation, the ruler settings. Let's say from here, you want to change the indentation first line. You will see from the ruler. First line is the one on top. You drag it to 2 centimeters. This is the first line. Now, if they are talking about hanging indent, is this one, the one at the bottom, not the very one. The one at the bottom here is the left indent. Just the one on top of that left indent is the hanging indent. This is hanging indent. This is first line. The first line has been pushed in to 2 centimeters. Here is the hanging indent. And then also the left indent, that one you click on the bottom one to 2 centimeters. So the first question, you could have solved it by just going to the ruler settings. And then the right indent is this one to, let's say, to 15. So that's how we do the indentation in paragraph. Now, here they say we must put the border around it. We must locate the paragraph starting with this one, the acceptable. Let's look at that paragraph. Locate the paragraph starting with better. Let's look at for that paragraph. Yeah, here is it. Good. Now they say we must place a shadow border around it, shaded with a light blue color. So here we want to shade and put a border also. Now, how do we put border around a paragraph? You click inside the paragraph, borders and shading. You can get it from paragraph settings, and then you see borders and shading here. Or you can just go to the search or tell me what to do, then you type border. So it's going to give you borders and shading. Now, we are not talking about page border, we are talking about border. So you click there, and then the shadow border. The question says it should be 3 pt. Or any border. Good. And then you can be given a question to change the border color. So around the paragraph. They can even give you whereby you have to remove, let's say, left and then the right, only have the top one. Or they can ask you to have only the sides, like the left and right, or to have all of them. You click here. Now to shade, you go to shading and then you choose the fill color. They say blue color. So that's how it's supposed to be for borders and shading. They can also ask you to put page border. So you go to borders and shading. Then this time we choose page border. It could be shadow or 3D. And then you say this section first page only, to only put it on the first page for the page border. So that's how we insert page border and the text border or paragraph border. Now, we must locate the text on page 7 and then we delete the text. So to delete a text, to delete a certain text, you just select it and then you press the delete key or backspace to delete it. That's how we delete a text. Now, this question is very interesting here. We have, so move to page 8 and find the paragraph below the heading Equipment and Technology. Format it to look like that. So we go to page 8. Let's look for page 8. Yeah, here is it. Equipment and Technology. Now, you see the text. This text must have a border around it. And then the main one must also have a border. So this is an image. If you are to move an image, please make sure the image you select this one that says square so that you can move the image around. You can also be given a question to crop. So when you select an image, you see picture format, crop, you see crop to shape. You can change the image to any shape of your choice, like you see here. And then you can change the size of the image. When you select the image, you find the size and then you change the size of the image. You must remove the lock aspect ratio, then you can now change the size of the image. Right, now let's try and put a border around this paragraph and then the image. So you go to insert, then you see shapes. You choose this one that says text box. Draw the text box around this side. Now it will cover the text. Then you see layout option. When you select the text box, you will find layout option. You click there. We don't choose this one. We choose behind text. Now you see it's selected in front of text. So we pick behind text so that it will be behind the text. Then again, remember the size, the thickness from the screenshot is about 3pt. So we have to go and put 3pt. We go to shape outline, the weight, and then we pick 3pt. Now to put another one here, you go again, insert shapes, and then you draw it this time around the whole work, and then you choose behind text. So I think this one, they only wanted the first part, not the second one. That's why they said the text box border should be 3pt and it fully fits. So it's only the one inside, not this one. So we only needed to do this part and we are done. Right. So that's all about manipulating text box Now the column, the four yellow highlighted paragraphs. How do we put something in column? So we select from photography up to this one. The question says we have to put them in columns. And it should be 4 columns with a spacing in between. And we should ensure that each paragraph heading will appear on top of each column. So now, when you select them like this, you go to columns. You can get it from layout, and then you see columns. Then you go to more columns. Or the shortcut, just go to search and type columns. You'll find add or remove columns, then more columns. Then they say we must put 4 columns. So the number of columns, we move it to 4. And the question says the spaces should be 1 centimeter. So the spaces between is 1 centimeter. And then there should be a line in between. Then okay. Now, how do we move each of them on top of each column? Now, this is already on top photography. So we want to move videography. You click before it. Then you go to layout, breaks, and then we choose column. We use column break. It will move to the next column. You come back to portable media file or player, layout, breaks, column. And then again, you go to remote, layout, breaks, column. So that they will all move on top of each column. Right, that is all about columns. Now, let's look at other aspect in Microsoft Word. That is the table. The table is not in term 3, but then we'll look at the cover page and others. The table was not there in term 3. Based on the structure that I gave here, I did not see table. We talk about orientation, hyphenation, indent, we did it, columns. Now watermark, let's go to watermark and page color. And then also we did this part, border, we did it bullet, we look at bullets, and then the shapes and hyperlink. There is no table in term 3. So we are not going to talk about table today. You get table videos also. Now let's change it to orientation. How do we change these pages to orientation? Like I said, you go to layout, orientation, portrait or landscape, you change it. Now, cover page. Let's say we want to insert cover page here. You go to insert cover page. And let's say we choose integral cover page. There are so many different cover pages that are there. So we choose this integral cover page. Now they can ask you to change the abstract. You type the abstract. The document title, you type them. Now, to change the picture, you right click, you will see change picture from this device. Then you can now select any picture that you have, or the question will tell you which picture should you replace with. Right. So they can ask you to insert cover page and then change the cover page picture. So that's all about the cover page. Then automatic hyphenation and then the page color. Now, how to insert automatic hyphenation? You can get it from layout. Now, you will see hyphenation and then also line numbers. So hyphenation, we have automatic, or you go to hyphenation option. Then you choose automatic. They can ask you to also pick the limit consecutive one. Then you choose that one. Right. Or alternatively, you can just type hyphenation and then you can see turn on automatic hyphenation. Now, the page color. To insert page color, you go to design and then you see page color. You can change to the normal page colors, or you can change it to fill effect. Then we have the gradient fill, two colors from corner or from diagonal. So page color, or there are some preset colors that you can also be given a question to choose. So that is how we apply page color. Now, if you are to remove page color again, you go there and then you see no color to remove the color. What about watermark? Watermark is also under design. You see watermark. Or you can just type watermark, custom watermark, and then you choose custom watermark. Then there's a picture watermark. They can ask you to select a picture from a file as the watermark. And then you click on apply or wash out. So you see that watermark at the background. Or they can ask you to also choose text watermark. That's when you choose here and then you type the text, cat paper 1. Then the color and then the size of the text, let's say 144. If the size is not there, you can type them maybe 200. And then the color to be red, and then you apply the text watermark. So you see it at the background. That's how we insert watermark and page color. So we have done this indent, we did it. That is the left indent, hyphen. Then the small caps, find and replace, we are done. Borders, now the bullet, and then the shapes. That's our last topic and hyperlink. Then we move to spreadsheet. Now, how do we insert a shape? Let's say we want to insert a shape. We go to insert shapes. There are different shapes that you can insert. Or insert smart art. They can give you a smart art like process. Then you can type inside it. Pet. Now, you can change it when you click on the smart art. You can see the design and then format. Under the design, you will see the colors. Colorful one, you can change the colors. You can also add new shape. Let's say we want to add another shape. You go to add shape, then another one will be added for us. Right, so that is how we manipulate different shapes. Now, bullet. If I want to number, I change this one to bullet. Then you see bullet from home tab, bullet and numbering. Or you can just use the search to type bullet. Now, if that bullet is not there, you can go to define new bullet, and then we insert a symbol or a picture as a bullet. From file, then we can select a picture or a symbol as a bullet. Whether at the alignment should be center or left, the question will tell you. So that's how we insert bullet. Now, to change the indent of the bullet, you right click on the bullet, you see adjust list indent. Then you can now change the alignment, let's say to 2 centimeters. So that's how we change the alignment of the alignment, and then the tab, the bullet. If you want to place them, that's how we do it. Right. Finally, hyperlink. Now, let's say we want to hyperlink this one to a bookmark. Prominent. You select it, you right click and choose link. Now, if you want to link it to another file, like maybe one course, you select and click OK. They can ask you question to also put a screen tip. Let's say one course document and then OK. So if I hover the mouse pointer on this, it's going to give me that one course document. That's the screen tip. We can also hyperlink, you right click link to a bookmark. So if you want to hyperlink to a bookmark, you go to place in this document. Then let's say I want to link it to the top of the page or any of the headings. So that when I right click on it, when I press Ctrl and click, it's going to take him to the top of the page. Now, to also insert an address, let's say this one, you select, you right click and choose link. If you want to type the website address, you type it here. Maybe https google.com. You want to link it to google.com and then OK. Now, if you are to insert a hyperlink or maybe insert a bookmark, you can find bookmark from references, or you go to search and then you type bookmark. You see insert bookmark, then you type the bookmark name. Let's say page 1, and then you click on add. Either the location or maybe just that one. So if you want to add a bookmark, you just go to that bookmark you can get from references. Then you find insert bookmark, or you go to insert and then you choose bookmark. Right. So that is how we insert bookmark and then also hyperlinks. Now, that's all about Microsoft Word. You must know it. There are also questions regarding shapes that they can ask you. Like the second question over here that talks about page numbers. Okay, let's look at this second question, which is two bird species. Now, the question says, I'm not going to talk about table now. File name in the footer of the document. So we want to add the file name. You double click on the footer. It's going to open the footer section for you. And then you see here, document info. Always check that the header and footer is selected. Document info, and then you choose file name. They can even ask you to insert the file path or the document title. Right. Then the next one says automatic page number in the header as X of Y. So we double click in the header section. Then you see page number, bottom of the page, or no, the top of the page. Header is always the top of the page. And then you'll go and look for X of Y. Here is it. Now, if the question says, no, you chose the wrong one, top. X of Y is this one. Now, if the question wants you to put it in the middle, you select, go to the home tab, you will see center. Right. So this is all about page numbers to number and then also document info. Okay, this we talk about it, the image size. always make sure that when you are inserting the image, this one, they say we must change the image size. For the bear hunter, we have to insert an image. So we go to insert picture from this device. And then we choose this image here. Then the question says the image must be in the center. So you must make sure that you click on layout option. Then you choose square so that you can move it. Then to change the size, when you see the picture format, you see the size, and then you remove lock aspect ratio so that you can get the exact size, which is 3.5 centimeter high. So you change this one to 3.5, and then the width will be 5.5. And then okay. Right. So that's how we deal with images, to solve questions on images. Now let's look at the smart art. I was trying to explain the smart art concept. So I'm going to also look at that part before we move straight to spreadsheet. Now the smart art. We have the smart art here. Now they say we must add the entries that was left out by looking at the example. Now let's look at which one's example. The first one, we have only one there. The second one, we have three. Birds of prey, songbird, and then ducks. So we don't have ducks as the last one. You click on this one because this one should be below it. Then it's going to give you smart art design. Then you see here that says add shape. So you can say add shape below. So here it added for that one. No. Add shape. We selected this one. Add shape. If you say below, it's going to give another one here. So we must select here and say add shape below. So that it creates another one for this. And then we can type inside. To type, you right click and choose add text or edit text. So that's how we add different shapes. Then this side, you must look at them 1, 2, 3. Check whether they are 3 for this one. 1, 2, 3. You look for them and then you add them like that. Now this, that has 3. So we select it, add shape 3 times. That is below 3 times. Right. You click this one again and then you add another shape so that you have all the 3. You must always select this because you want to add a shape below this one. But if you make a mistake, let's say I made a mistake and then after clicking here, I chose add shape below and it creates another one. I can demote this one. You click on this one, then you say maybe promote to take it to the next below level. Right. Now the colorful one, you go to change colors and then you choose colorful. The question will tell you, like this one, it says you must choose colorful, a specific colorful one, and then the style also. So you get all of them from here. Colorful and then the style. You get the styles also. These are the different style names. Right, that is all about Microsoft Word. Now let's move straight to spreadsheet. Now spreadsheet is not a lot. We are only going to look at the text formatting and then few functions. Text formatting and few functions. Then we go to PowerPoint and HTML. Text functions and few or now, what do we do under the spreadsheet? So I'm going to take that question, 3 beds, and then I will try to solve most of the questions there. Go to grade 10 papers, Excel, and then you see 3 beds. Right. So now, the first part that I'm going to focus on is how to edit. It's a rename sheet 1 to feed habits and change the tab color to any color of your choice or to blue. So sheet 1, you right click and then you see rename. Then the question says you must rename it to feed habits. Then you right click again, tab color to blue color. So we can change the tab colors. You can also move them to a specific position. And then again, you can add new sheet also if the question wants you to do that. So that is all about the sheet renaming. Now let's move to merge and center and other things before we move straight to the functions. Now, with here, if I want to merge and center the first column, let's say the first row, I want to extend it to row column E. You select, you right click, and then you go to format cells. That's the easier way to merge. You go to alignment, you will see merge and center. You can put a border around it. You can fill also. If they say fill it with a color of your choice, you fill it. They can also give you the pattern style filling or the gradient fill, like 2 colors. So that's how we fill and then we merge and center. Just like Microsoft Word, if you don't know where to find merge and center or format cell, you go to search and then you say format. You will find format cell and then you can easily get there to border and others. If they say put a border around this, you select them. Also go to format cell from search. Border is here and then you can now choose your border outline or inside with the border color and then the thickness of the border. So you can apply that border there. Right, you go to format cell. So basically, format cell to do all this, like color, check the thickness, outline, and then OK. So that border will be applied around it. Right. Then again, the orientation, you can still get it from, let's say I want to change the orientation of this, also under format cell. Orientation is part of alignment. Now you see we have font, you can change the font, border, fill, protection, alignment, that is where you see the orientation. They can ask you to center horizontally and vertically. You do them here. And then orientation to a certain degrees. Let's say we are changing it to 45 degrees. or -45. Now, or you can also be given a question to change it to a specific name. Then you find it here: orientation, anti-clockwise, or vertical up, to move it to vertical up. So you can find them from format cell or just alignment tab. Right. They can also give you a question to change it to decimal place. Let's say this number of beds, they want you to change it to 2 decimal place. Also, you select them, go to format cell, and then you see number. If it's number, then you see the 2 decimal place. They can also ask you to change it to even currency or date and time. You will find them there. So take note of this. Right, that is all about the formatting of the cell, and then text visibility, reducing decimal place. Now let's move to sort and then a header section. So changing to 90 degrees, rep text. So if you are to change to 90 degrees, that's the one that I said you use the format cell, and then you go to alignment, then this is 90 degrees, you change it here. Now with the sheet tab for to print them, you can get them from view or you just type sheet. It's going to give you sheet page setup. Or you can get it from page setup or page layout, and then you click on this arrow. They can ask you to print area, set a print area, change the orientation from page layout, the size, the margins, breaks, and then also print the grid lines. You take print, or the headings, print only the headings, and then scale it. They can ask you to scale to a certain degrees, to 85. Now, if they say print, set the print area, only here to be printed, you select where you want to print, and then you go to print area, then you choose set. You can get all of them under the page layout. Right, so basically, this is how we set spreadsheet. They can also ask you to increase maybe the width. You right click, row height. Let's say you want to change the row height to 50, and then okay. So this row height will be changed to 50. So basically, this is all about formatting, and then also rep text. Rep text fully visible. If they want all this to be seen, you go to home, you see rep text. Right. That is all about spreadsheet basic formatting. Now let's go to spreadsheet calculation. Now we have the total. Now this question says we must find the number of bird species. Now whenever you see the question number of, that means you use the count function. You use the count function. So here we say equal sign count, double click on count or count A. Count A will count whether it is a text or number. So let's use count A in all our calculations. Then you go to FX. So you can select all the species. And then you click OK. So we got 61. Now, total number of birds. Whenever you total number, when you see total, that means you are adding them. Sum. So total number, here we are going to say sum, equal sign, sum. Double click on FX, and then you click on FX also. Then you select all the number of species. We are adding them. And then OK. And then average, also we use the average function, equal sign average. You will see average, double click, click on FX, then you select the values. Then you click OK. Now, if they want you to format this one to one decimal place, you go to the number format, the answer, then you choose maybe to one decimal place. Then mode, the one that occurs most, frequently occurring. We use equal sign mode. Then you click on FX, then you can select. So basically the function name, if you know the function name, like mode, count, count blank, that's what I listed them here. So here we did not get the right answer. So sum, mode, median, count A to count, count blank to count blank spaces, and today. So if we want to find the blank spaces, we say count blank, equal sign count blank, then you select all of them. We got 0 because there's no blank spaces. So let's say if this one there was blank space here, then it's going to count for us. Right, rand between is random numbers. Let's say we want to generate random numbers between 0 and 10. We say rand between, equal sign rand between, and then the bottom is 0 and then the top is 10 to give us random numbers. And the function to also get today's date is today, equal sign today, and then you press enter. It's going to give you today's date. Then equal sign now. Now will give you today's date and time. Equal sign now will give you today's date and time. So you must know these functions in term 3, sum, average, count if. Now count if. This question is count the number of species where there are more than 400 spotted. So there's a condition. How many had more than 400? So whenever you are finding that type of answers, whereby there is a condition, we use count if. Equal sign count if. Click on FX, then it says range. Range, you select the number of species and a criteria. They say more than 400. So you put greater than 400 and then okay. So that is count if. So look out for the count if, or maybe they can say how many are insects. So also count if, equal sign count if. Click on FX, range, you select all the feet on, and then the criteria, we want insect. So you type insect, and then okay, we got 9. So basically, this is all about the count if, and then also count blank, and all these functions that you must know in spreadsheet. Lastly, we are looking at how to sort in spreadsheet. How to sort in spreadsheet. Then the next lesson will be PowerPoint and HTML. Let's say we want to sort in descending order. We select including the heading. And then you can use the search and type sort. Then it says sort by. We are using the number of species, and then largest to smallest or smallest to largest. The question will tell you. So here I want to sort by largest to smallest, and then okay. So it's going to arrange from the largest up to smallest for you. So when you are sorting, you must select all of them, including the headings. Then you go to search and type sort. You can also find the sort from the home tab. You will see sort and filter. Right. This is all about spreadsheet. The last part will be how to insert header and footer. Also, you go to the search, but you can find it from view, header. So you see header and footer. Then you can now type the header. You can insert the current date. You can also insert the number of pages in the header or the footer. Now, if I want to move to the footer, I just go straight to the footer section, and then I'll be able to do by clicking on go to footer. Then I can type footer also, whatever that I want to put there, maybe file name. Right. This is all about spreadsheet. Thank you for your precious time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for me.